RECCE IAR V1, and then we have our V2. The V1 is a direct impingement system, so it runs off the rifle speed gas control just like the RECCE LMG, which has a ton of advantage in my opinion. This has our coil heatsink that goes over the gas tube, as well as the heatsinks that go over the barrel. The V2 features a superlative arms short stroke piston kit. Does not have a gas tube coil because there's no gas tube, and then it still has the same heat sinks that are on the IAR V1. The one advantage I will say is you kind of, you push the heat forward, but once you set this rifle, you kind of just set it and forget it. So you either run it unsuppressed or suppressed, depending on what you want to do. It's not really field changeable. You need an Allen key. For those guys that want to have more compatibility with your group, the IAR V1 has all the advantages of being a direct impingement, same bolt carriers and all that fun stuff. You can put heavier weight carriers in, crazier, heavier buffers, whatever you want to do, and you can dial the gas, which is hugely important. Also, you can throw it on your can in the field when needed, and then know that you're going to have to dial it down to the lower settings, and it's ready to go. So, pretty big fan of this personally, but we make it also in the piston version. So, and then when you're ready to crank your can back off, it's just dial it back into where you need it and you're set. So when it comes to setting up your RECCE V2, IAR V2 here, one system I really like and I've been happy with is using the Keen Shot heavyweight hydraulic and a red spring co. The piston system, just by its nature, since the gas port is like right where the piston's at, so it's immediately hitting your piston up rod, is they are a more jolty system. They're not like a soft push, it's kind of like it's a punch. This will help mitigate that drastically. I found a huge difference in it, and I really like it. So a lot of people say, how would you set up the buffer? This is how I like to do it. Red Springco spring, the heavy Keen Shot buffer. I don't know what the pin number is on this one. It's the RB 5000 HP. And I actually really like this. Some people don't like hydraulic buffers because they're worried about them leaking. This one has a really good reputation of not. If you don't want to spend the money on this, you could always do an A5 buffer system. That works really, really well as well, which also works really well for the direct impingement IAR V1. But once you set it up, you kind of just set it, forget it, and run it. You'll really like it. I mean, I like them. I still personally prefer the V1, but like I said, hey man, we build all the products to make sure everybody gets what they're looking for. And this does have its advantages, and the other one has its advantages. They both have disadvantages. There's no free lunch, as we all know in physics, so it's just kind of pick your flavor. So this is a typical configuration of how I like to test stuff. This has an H2 buffer in it and a red Springco. Actually, no, white, sorry. We're on gas setting 7. This does have a muzzle brake on it for the PSR 5 suppressor, but these shoot really flat without a muzzle brake. This is gonna blow the mic, so it might take me a minute to start talking after we do some shooting with it. But IAR V1. Brakes suck, especially in a confined space. We're shooting inside the truck bed just to collect brass. The ground's also covered in glass, so forgive me for not laying in the ground. Flat shooting has all the same benefits as the RECCE LMG program, but in a shorter package. The barrel is a little bit lighter, but it also made the heat sinks bigger. Thus, the bigger the heat sink, the more heat comes out of the barrel. So these lighter profile H bars, these are 875s. They do cool really quick with this larger heatsink system on it. This is also significantly lighter. Now, being significantly lighter, it's harder to stay on target in comparison to having a gun that's way more front heavy. Trades. Everything's got trades. Again though, we offer that for people that want it. So we're gonna shoot suppress next. The PSR 5 by Griffin Armament. It's an over the barrel style suppressor. We really like these. So as simple as, all right, we want to shoot this suppress now. We're gonna screw it onto the taper here, crank it on, and it's got the dual lock system, which locks over the collar. I've shot a lot of different mounts loose. This one does not shoot loose, which is awesome. Same ammunition now, and we are gonna dial this down into, let's do setting 1. Please forgive me as I bounce around my bed here. This is just kind of an impromptu video on LMG, or the IAR program, because I realize I haven't done anything for YouTube on this. So here you guys go. Alrighty, let's listen to her now. Significantly better when you put a can on it. All right, let's hammer some stuff. Pretty awesome. Got a little bit of gas through this charging handle. That does happen. Other than that, it's very, very manageable. And you can see the suppressor did its job. And we dialed the gun right into it, because I know setting 1 will lock back with this type of ammunition. So you just know the numbers. So at the RECCE IAR V1, you have rifle speed. You can do all this in the field as fast as you want, as quick as you need it, without tools, which is awesome. We'll take a look at the V2. I won't be shooting that suppressed today because it's not set up to be shot suppressed. So we will show you though the difference between a normal H buffer and the hydraulic buffer, just for your information and knowledge to help you with your purchase. All right, IAR V2. This is an H2 buffer of the white Springco spring. Pretty standard. We are running the MDD Pybot on here, and it's a little heavy, so it will help with recoil. But we'll show you the difference when you want to set it up with like an H buffer or the heavy hydraulic buffers, just to kind of take out some snap. However, they do run really well. So let's get some rounds out. Pretty good example of what the H2 ROF is. We're going to throw in the hydraulic buffer next, give it a shot, show you on camera. So one thing you will notice when you start shooting with a hydraulic buffer is when you go to pull a charging handle back, it compresses. So there's a little bit more oomph to lock your bolt to the rear manually, just so you know. It's something that needs to be trained into your training. But I think the advantages are pretty clear. We're going to show you that. Semi-auto. Just like such less snap. Takes the snap out, I should say. All right, full auto. I think also you would have noticed the ejection pattern started to kind of come back and slow down a little bit. You could dial in with your adjustment, but we wanted to show you just the difference just the buffer will do if you don't adjust the piston. So felt recoil, it's a lot less. You notice it in your shoulder. So if you're setting yours up, I highly recommend looking into buffers like that. They do have an A5 version, which I'd like to get, try it out, and let you guys know. Of course, we're a self-funded small company, so
constant experimental cool stuff, it does burn up cash. So we kind of show that off as we get it. But there you go. That is the IAR V2. All of these, of course, the V1, V2, they've been available a while now. I just haven't made any YouTube videos on it. This takes up a lot of time, and I'm a terrible editor, so please don't burn me up in the comments here for editing. But check us out, redrighthandllc.com. You're looking to build an LSW, an auto rifle style upper, you name it, an LMG, an IAR, an M27, the M27 at home, American RPK. We make a lot of uppers that work to do that. So check us out, redrighthandllc.com. Thanks for watching.